passed double O a few minutes ago. Little tired, but I'm feeling fine. Once I get past Rosie's Field, it's a cruise to the finish line. I'm only sorry that this race is run but once a year. Think I warned for snow, now I gotta go. Last one in buys a beer. Birkie fever, got me eager as a beaver. Got me waiting for winter, got me praying for snow. Birkie fever, I'm a true believer. Just give me to the start line, I'll be ready to go. Get me to the start line, I'll be ready to go. Get me to the start line, I'll be ready to go.
The year was 1206, was a little Norwegian prince. Across the mountains and through the trees, they carried that baby on wooden skis. Civil War running wild, so the Birkebeiner saved that child. For 55 kilometers at a perilous pace, they won the first Birkebeiner race. Feeling good, feeling fast. When I get to the end, gonna tell all my friends that I did it by myself. Doing the Birkebeiner ride. In Norway and Wisconsin, the race goes on. From Hayward to Telemark, they'll sing a song about the best in the world, about you and me, doing the Birkebeiner ride. Thousands of skiers and a marching band, they'll line the streets, they'll give us a hand. From around the world, they've come to see me do the Birkebeiner ride. Feeling good, feeling fast. When I get to the end, gonna tell all my friends that I did it by myself. Doing the Birkebeiner ride. Across the Namakogan, what a sight we'll make as we glide on over the Hayward Lake. Then it's double fold, make tracks, get up and go to Cordelop and finish at Double O. A long, hard climb up the Fire Tower hills. Test our wax, it'll test our wills. And when across that line, they're gonna cheer for me, doing the Birkebeiner rag. Feeling good, feeling fast. When I get to the end, gonna tell all my friends that I did it by myself. Do the Birkebeiner rag. Feeling good, feeling fast. When I get to the end, gonna tell all my friends that I did it by myself. Do the Birkebeiner rag. Do the Birkebeiner rag. Do the Birkebeiner rag. The year was 1206, was a little Norwegian prince. Across the mountains and through the trees, they carried that baby on wooden skis. Civil War running wild, so the Birkebeiner saved that child. For 55 kilometers at a perilous pace, they won the first Birkebeiner race. Feeling good, feeling Wisconsin, the race goes on. From Hayward to Telemark, they'll sing a song about the best in the world, about you and me, doing the Birkie rag. Thousands of skiers and a marching band. The lines of the streets, they'll give us a hand from around the world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the first annual. I think, Sean, this should maybe be a first annual, right? Winter kickoff with the American Birkebeiner and Ariens Nordic. I'm here with Christy Mackey and Louise Dressler from the Birkie side. We're going to see Jim and Eric a little bit later. Lots going on tonight. You're going to hear from the events crew, the trail crews, as well as all kinds of fun stuff. But before we get going, I'd like to kick it over to my partner in crime over there, Sean. How are you doing?
Doing great, Ben. It's good to see you guys. Getting amped up here for making some snow soon. I mean, even though it feels really warm and we've had 60-degree days and a lot of rain, it just kind of feels like last, January and February. We're really looking forward to it, getting gear prepped and everything ready to go. So when it gets cold, I know you guys are going to be well ahead of us, but when it gets cold enough here that we're ready to hit the ground.
It's going to be fantastic. Just a couple things. First and foremost, going to cover a bunch tonight. We'll try and get through what we know from an events and snowmaking. You know, we've really had a great partnership building with Ariens Nordic Center as they've built out the premier Nordic venue, we think, in Wisconsin, is not the upper Midwest and the country, perhaps. So it's been fun to really look at how here in Wisconsin we create some amazing venues and events. So we're going to share a little bit about both of those tonight, as well as snowmaking and all that's happening down there as well as up here. So we'll get through a bunch, but then, of course, we're going to miss a few things, and we like to talk a lot, as many of you know. So at the end, we'll certainly give you an opportunity to ask questions. But before we go anywhere and get rolling, Sean has a few things to remind you.
Yeah, we're going to definitely talk about our winter kickoff and opportunities here for you guys to win some great giveaways. On the Nordic Center side here, we're going to be giving away 5 winter season passes, Ariens Nordic Center, which will be a big help for people that want to get on snow and stay on it consistently throughout the year in this area. 2 Swix ANC winter jackets, which are big puffer jackets. I don't have any here to show you right now, but they're pretty nice, kind of a coveted jacket in this area. And then $300 gift cards for ANC merchandise. And we're really, we feel really good about being able to have those giveaways on here for this kickoff event here. And,
yeah, that's awesome. And so everybody make sure there's a link in the chat that if you haven't been there yet, get yourself signed up, because they're going to do the giveaway drawings as we get rolling through the night here. And then you will be receiving an email after this with not only the winners, but also some exclusive offers. The more information we can get out there, the better. So we're super happy that you're here, and we want to thank you for that. So you're going to get some exclusive offers in your email after this, as well as the winners will also be notified that way. So pretty exciting. And again, write your questions down. If we don't get to them, we certainly will try at the end of this. So to get things rolling, we're going to throw it out to the snowmaking crew from Birkie. And Sean, you know a thing or two about that, right?
Not as much as these guys do, but yeah, no, it's always good to see Jim and Eric and see what they got going on. What do you guys? What's coming up here this year for you guys? I think they're frozen.
We lost them. Look at that. It might be cold enough up there that they've decided not to move much, but there they are.
Well, hopefully we won't have to make a lot of snow. Last year, as everyone knows, we worked pretty hard at making snow. It came to fruition, and we were able to pull off an exceptional event for the 50th. Actually, I'm here with Eric, trails manager for the Birkie. And we are at our Telemark location. We're at K2. That's our maintenance shed. That's what we call it. Essentially, we are probably 30 feet, I think, from last year's course. Right outside the door was last year's course. So for those of you who remember when we skied such a 50th. Yeah, there we are. There's last year's one of the whales, the one that was over by the old Telehenge, if you will. And there's last year's course, something along the lines of, what did we make? Probably 30,000 cubic yards. A couple fun facts. I know we had one of the drivers last year that was hauling snow. He had a counter in his truck. He tipped 254 loads of snow to help us put that 10K course together. Again, I hope we don't have to. I know it was a lot of fun, and we had a lot of really positive feedback from it. But my preference would be if we had another year like 23 when we had to push the snow off the course. But anyway, so let's see. Just in case we have to, we've been working on it. We've been trying to get ready. We've been doing some upgrading. I think Eric's going to help us out a little bit and tell us what we've been up to.
Yeah, so we have been investing a lot of money into our infrastructure in snowmaking to improve our efficiencies and our capacities. One of the big ones we've been doing so far is burying a lot of wire in the ground, about 10,000 feet of it, and that is to improve our electrical expansion. So we're installing 22 pedestals, which are the spots where we can plug in our snow guns. And we're putting in those in a lot of dead zones, areas that are hard to reach, spots that just couldn't get to in the first phases of this snowmaking plan. So now we've got a lot more areas to plug into. It should be way more efficient. We can fill in areas that were once really hard to get to a lot easier. So that's going really well. That project is wrapping up very soon. Our electricians are just putting final touches on their cabinets, and should be ready to go in the next few days, hopefully. One of the other big investments is behind us here. We're working with our friends over at HKD, which I know, Sean, you guys work with as well over at Ariens. These are new snow guns that we're using this year. We've got two of them. They're called sticks in the industry. Basically, it's just this really long wand with a bunch of nozzles at the top that shoots out. And instead of using fans like our big machines, these ones pretty much rely on air and water pressure. So that does cut down on electrical consumption. They're easier to move around, a lot lighter. And one of the things we bought these for as well is to help us get our snow into tight areas, corners, low branches, anywhere where we don't want snow to be just blasting into the woods. As soon as it goes into the woods, it's useless. So we want to cut back on that in a lot of areas. And we think they'll be a great addition to our fleet.
Thanks, Eric. I guess I can make this promise to you. As soon as we get temps cold enough, we're turning on. And I have no intention to stopping until we have enough snow here that people are satisfied and we can get out and actually really truly enjoy the trails. All right, I think that's it from here.
Yeah.
Mr. Pop, you're going to take back over?
All right, thanks you guys. Sean, you guys are making some snow too, it looks like.
Yeah, well, we're getting to that point, Ben. And Jim, Eric, you know what? You guys are a tough act to follow for sure. But I'd say one thing really about the bang-up job that those guys did last year. I've done a lot of Birkies, but that was by far the most fun I've ever had. Coming over the top of the hill and just having all those people down there who I thought were all cheering for me were actually cheering for Jesse Diggins getting up on stage at that point in time. So, but man, they did a bang-up job getting that course put together and everything. I mean, I know what it takes to sit behind the wheel of the cat and get it done. That course was just phenomenal. It was fun. It was fast. And actually, one of the reasons why I realized I enjoyed it so much last year is because it felt like skiing here at Ariens Nordic Center. We get the same kind of twists and turns and climbs to some extent that were out there. So that ribbon of snow is really a welcome sight. So it was really awesome. And kudos to you guys for knocking that out this past year. So here at the Nordic Center, yeah, as soon as, like Jim said too, as soon as we get wet bulb temps that are in the window for us to make snow, I've had the questions already this year a couple times. When are you guys going to start? When are you going to start? And it's just going to be as soon as it's feasibly possible for us to get snow down. So We run the HKD product here as well. We run 3 of those snow sticks that they're using too. Ours are considered bolts, or a little bit shorter than what you use there, but they do a great job in application in the woods. And everybody that's on this knows how much of the woods, you got trails up there at Telemark. So those are going to be really beneficial to you guys for getting snow in the woods where you need it and not losing it. So otherwise, we've used 14 fan guns out here. We've got a 10 million gallon pond. We run about 750 GPM on our system at 425 PSI. So the colder, the better. And we just let the guns rip wide open and really try to get the snow down as fast as possible. And that leads into the goals that we have, for this year. Yes, on snow as fast as possible. That's the biggest thing. If I can get a loop together and expand that loop as we go, I'll show you in a minute here what our stage plan is for this year. And we want to ensure that we've got a really good course for the sprints, the state sprints, high school state sprints with the Wisconsin Nordic Ski League that we'll be holding here this year for the second year in a row, which we're really blessed to have here. And we also have the Biathlon, U.S. Biathlon Masters Nationals and NORAMs here. So we've got Canadians coming down to do some races here for Masters Championships this year as well. And so we need to make sure both of those races happen this year. And so in order to do that, we'll be following suit, kind of what Jim and crew did last year, making a lot of extra snow, putting together some snow farms so that we're able to peel that snow off and add it back to the trail when we lose it, when we get those inevitable 50-degree and rainy 4 days in a row where we really need to be able to come back quickly and strong is really what we're really hopeful for this year. Stockpiling snow in our penalty loop area, it's a challenge for us here. Anybody that does biathlon knows we have to have a penalty loop 65 meters off the end of the range. And in order for us to do that, we put that in the middle of a wetland. So we usually take 4 snow guns, let them run for 3 or 4 days. It kind of looks like the surface of the moon. Our snowpack's about 7.5 foot deep in that area. And about 150 by 200 feet in total. So there's a lot of square meters of snow that go into that. Then once we get done with that, then we're going to open north trails as soon as we possibly can. Last year, it wasn't possible with the way the conditions were. So we hope to get that done this year as well, to get out into our full 5K. And then new this year, we're really hoping to get into our wooded trail section called Yard Sale. We named that because there's a lot of trees in that area. So we're going to hopefully be able to get that open this year and people can get to experience that part of the trail. So we kind of show you next year is what our stages look like for our for snowmaking this year. We're going to start that snowmaking out. Anybody that skied here early season, they've known that we have a trail that you have, the pedestrian trail we have to walk down to get to the stadium area, which is stage 1 in the orange part of that loop. The nice thing about putting that loop together right away is that we can get about 700 meters of a loop put in. And as of last year, when we got our first loop done, we were about 1 kilometer, about 1.5 kilometers. All the teams were out here. The high school teams were out here. At times, it took almost 5 minutes to wait for the train to go by before I could jump over to the other side of the trail as we were making snow. So in this situation, we'll move out into the blue section, which will be stage 2. Each time we do that, we add about another 200-300 meters to the course. As we get out into stage 3, 4, and 5, that'll get us out into almost a full 3 kilometer area, adding in our Nordic playground, which works out really well for wax testing and warm-up areas for races, which you don't see on the map here. And we keep that separate so that you're still able to come out and train a little bit and get your wax testing done off of the actual race courses as we hold them here. And then the last stage after that is going to be moving out into the north sections of our trails, which are really fast and fun. That's where you get into a lot of the climbs and a little bit of trouble sometimes on the downhills. But that area is out around our snowmaking pond, and that's going to be like our 6th stage as we get into this year. So again, just trying to get our membership and everybody in this area on the snow as fast as possible, and then hopefully retain it this year as long as we possibly can. So with that, Christy, what you got going on over there?
Yeah, thanks, John. We've got lots of great plans to use either this snow that's going to be made in the next couple of weeks or hopefully a lot of natural snow for the winter too. I think we all have a little bit of PTSD from last winter, and we're hoping for a really good one. And we're getting a little nervous right now because it's still a little warm, but we're going full forward with a lot of plans for the winter, and we're really excited about the events that we can put on all of these great trails. So we have all kinds of different events planned for this winter, starting in actually 3 weeks from tomorrow, our first one. But we have a lot of races. We have some non-time events where you can just come out and ski. We have a lot of camps planned for the winter. And of course, Birkie Week of events. That one is the highlight of all of the winter. And we're really excited to hopefully be planning a regular Birkie Week of events finishing on Main Street again this year. So what the calendar looks like, 3 weeks from tomorrow, we're hoping to be on some kind of snow, even just a little bit, hopefully, for the Turkey Birkie. Turkey Birkie is really a kickoff to the winter season. Let's get on snow. Let's do something healthy for the weekend after we've been eating turkey and pumpkin pie and having some really great family time. Let's bring all of the family out to the American Birkebeiner Trailhead for Turkey Birkie. You can see friends, make new friends, be out there with family, and get some really great skiing in, hopefully. If not, we're going to have some other activities planned, but it's a really good time to get the dust off of those skis and make some plans to do some healthy movement over a nice holiday weekend. In 5 weeks from today, we're hosting the Gitche Gammy Games. The Gitche Gammy Games is a Super Tour and Junior National qualifier. So we anticipate having almost 500 junior skiers here and the best skiers in the U.S. for the Super Tour. We're really excited to be able to host these larger development events that really are important for U.S. ski and snowboard, and that will really give opportunity for our U.S. skiers to get on snow still in December and have some chances to make the U.S. ski team and get into the World Cup races later on in this season. January is a very full month with some really fun events with skiing and fat biking. So we have a new Deshi series, and we're going to kick it off the beginning of January with an event that we just rebranded. It used to be called the Ladies Fat Bike Getaway. Now it is called Shred Deshi. It's a fat bike camp. We're really excited to bring probably around 50 women together to learn a little bit more about fat biking, learn more about nutrition and wellness and healthy lifestyle. So check out our website for more information on that one. The second weekend in January 11th, is the Sealy Hills Classic. This race has been happening for over 30 years on the American Birkebeiner Trail. We're going back to our 00 start with at least hoping that we have enough snow in that venue. But this is a great throwback. It was created so we didn't forget about classic skiing. Now with skate skiing, a lot of people get excited about that. And 30 years ago, the founders of the Sealy Hills Classic said, we can't forget about classic skiing. It's still a thing. This race is still living. So come and try this out. It's a great training course because you're right on the American Birkebeiner Trail. So if you're planning on doing the Birkie and you want to get a nice classic ski in, this is a great one. January 17th through 19th is our Ski to Ski camp and race. We just sold out on the camp, but you can still register for the race. There's a 5K, a 10K, a 20K, and a 30K. This is for women only. It's a really great, empowering weekend. The race is a lot of fun. You'll be surrounded by women. It's great when we see the women all out skiing and the dads are watching the kids. It's a great supportive atmosphere. And if you're new to racing or you've been racing a long time and you're ready for the 30K, come and check that out. The last Saturday in January is the Birkie Tour and Night Race. This is an opportunity to come out during the day, ski a good portion of the Birkie Trail in a supported, non-timed event. We'll have the 8 stations open. We'll have a great meal for when you're done with your ski. You can refuel right at the American Birkebeiner Trailhead in the Great Hall. You can leave your stuff in there. Your stuff will be nice and warm while you're out skiing. You can choose your own kilometers. You can choose your own distance. You can ski with friends. You can ski with family. It's just a great day to come together and ski on the Birkie Trail and get ready for your whichever race you might be doing for Birkie Week. And then you can stay that night. We started the Birkie Tour night race a few years ago, and it's so much fun to ski with a headlamp under the stars. We have 2 different distances, a 10K and a 20K. The 20K you can do, or you have to do the 20K with a partner. You both ski it together, all 20K. It's usually 2 laps. And it's just really fun to be out there in the dark under the stars. Super great event. Birkie Trail kids will be out there. We'll have s'mores and hot chocolate. Super fun nighttime event. And then, of course, February 18th through the 23rd is Birkie Week of Events. And I'll talk about those a little bit more in just a minute. And then March 8th, we end our winter season with the Fat Bike Birkie. And stay tuned for some more fun things that we might be adding to Fat Bike Birkie as our mountain biking trails increase, as we get more and more stuff going with biking. We're hoping to add some more fun events around the Fat Bike Birkie. But that's the only time that you can ski or you can bike on the American Birkebeiner Trail when it is groomed. So that's usually a fun event. So super exciting for us. We just announced our keynote speaker for Ski to Ski, and it is Carrie Tollefson. Carrie is an Olympian. She's from Minnesota. She is super aligned with Birkie values and wants to motivate women to stay active, whether it's running, biking, or skiing. So we're really excited to have her join us for the entire Ski to Ski weekend. She will be joining us on the camp part too to learn how to ski. She doesn't ski yet, but her daughter is on a high school cross country ski team. So we're really excited to have her with us. And I think she will give a great message about staying motivated and staying healthy and active. And then back to Birkie Week of Events. We're really happy with how the 50th turned out and how excited people were, and the great course that the trail crew built. Super fun to hold an event on that course. And even as much fun as it was, we're really hoping that we don't have to go back to it this year. So we're hoping to have a normal slate of events with finishing on Main Street. So that includes Wednesday as our open track day, where you can do the American Birkebeiner, the Coeur d'Alene, or the Prince Håkon on that day. Thursday will still be our family day and our kids' day. Everything from the Barca Birkie to the Barna Birkie to the Junior Birkie, the Giant Ski. The Birkie Expo will be open on Thursday, and that is in the new Hayward High School, which has been recently updated and remodeled. And so it's going to be a really, really great space. Friday is the Para Birkie, Coeur d'Alene, and Prince Håkon. And then Saturday, of course, we roll into the Slumberland American Birkebeiner. And then come back or stay on Sunday for the on-snow ski and bike demo. But we're really hoping for enough snow and some great times to go back to our normal format, our normal course, to celebrate at the expo and downtown at the Celebration Zone afterwards. And we're looking forward to and planning for a really great week of events for everyone again.
Wow, that sounds like a busy winter. What are you going to do with all your extra time?
We got a lot going on, but there's so many fun things that we can do on the trails here. You don't want to not do it.
I love it. I love it. Well, there's a ton of events going on, obviously, as we just talked about, the Birkie Trail up in Cable, Mount Telemark Village, and the like. Before we find out about the events, Sean, that you have cooking up, I just want to remind everybody a couple things. Make sure you've signed up, get your email in, because there's a whole bunch of giveaways that are going to be drawn for here shortly, as well as exclusive offers coming up as an email. So make sure you're in, have registered with your email. The link is in the chat as well. Do not forget, if you have any questions, make sure you put those in the chat as well. So just a quick reminder there. So, all right, Sean, bunch of events. It's an amazing venue that you have. I was there for the state championships last year with high school kids. Amazing. And so all kinds of fun stuff. What do you got cooking?
Well, I'm tired just looking at your list of stuff that you guys got coming up. I was looking at it, trying to check off. I'm like, all right, I've done Coeur d'Alene, I've done Birkies, I've done the Expo this past couple of years, and then my son Jacob, hey buddy, he's done the Barna Birkie, and now probably doing the Junior Birkie. So I think it's just.
Well, it sounds like you better get yourself a puppy dog and you get yourself into the Barkie then.
I think I just got to do the giant ski and a couple other things. Barkie, I got a Birkie yet, and maybe I can hit all of them. I think it might work out. So But trying to keep up over here too. So a lot of we got going on here. And thanks for that, Ben. We appreciate you coming down here too. So this year, every Wednesday night throughout the entire course of the year, our Wednesday nights are big nights that we have here at Ariens Nordic Center. We have open range. We have Open Range Plus, which is kind of a cool opportunity for people that, if you're familiar with biathlon and you've got your basic rifle safety taken care of already, and you've kind of graduated from the take a shot programs that we run, you can actually come out here and shoot with one of our rifles and get yourself kind of leveled up to the next level that you can get to in biathlon. And that would be buying your own rifle and coming out and doing open range on your own, and potentially moving up in, either masters, or if you're youth or junior, all the programs that we have here for biathlon with our range safety officer and biathlon guru, Greg Pattison, helps us, get those athletes to where they want to be with these programs. We offer practical assessments here for U.S. biathlon rifle safety, which the Red Book program is going to be sunset, and this is going to be the new standard now for U.S. biathlon. And we're excited to be able to provide not only some of the courses for that, but also the practical assessments for it. And then our Take a Shot Biathlon, like I was saying, every Wednesday night, you can come out here, whether you have any experience or just an interest in biathlon. You can come out and get to shoot a real biathlon rifle, live rounds on our biathlon range, 50-meter targets at the same distance and the same points that all of the national team athletes shoot at. And even sometimes when you come here for these, you might find a national team athlete out here working out during that time. And that's a really special experience to be able to get to see them do their craft right here at Ariens Nordic Center. So additional things we have, all those biathlon safety courses I talked about, we can run those here as well. We give you an immersive experience when you take that here. You take an online component with US Biathlon, but then we run you through the paces here and give you a lot of background on biathlon and get you interested enough in it that hopefully you take that rifle safety and start coming back here on your own and then training with different programs that we have. And then monthly Sunday biathlon races, we do that for all ages and all ability levels. We run those in the winter. We run in the summer on the roller ski trails that we have here at Ariens Nordic Center. And we also you can run, if you don't like to roller ski, you can come and run and do the biathlon races in our novice division. And we entered or created a new one this past year, which was a skier division. So we get you on the skier for 500 or 1,000 meters, and then you take your shots, make sure that you got a good elevated heart rate. Kind of a humbling experience when you get done with it. But we're able to incorporate a lot of different ways for people to be able to come here and experience biathlon. So any of those things, you want to make sure you check it out at Ariens Nordic Center or ariensnordic.com, and that's /biathlons. And you can sign up for any of those right there online. We've got some other events here that we've got scheduled, and our schedule looks pretty packed the way it seems right now. We've got the Santa Ski Race that comes up on the 21st of December. Trails are still open to the public during the races, but at that point, we focus in on how many people come here in Santa hats, and actually we provide everybody Santa hats. And a lot of people dressed up in Santa Claus outfits last year. It was pretty warm, so we were a little concerned about people dehydrating quickly. But we had a lot of people come out for that Santa Ski Race last year. Our Biathlon Race Series, as I previously mentioned, we got that race on the 22nd, and then every month thereafter. And we also have on the 1st of January, or the 12th of January, we've got a Biathlon Race Series that happens on that morning, and we're also doing a biathlon safety course as well as a demo day that day. So we'll have, I believe, looks like we'll have Solomon here. We'll likely have wax demo with wax tech guru Ben Lund from Toco, and we'll also have Swix and Rozzy will be here as well that day. I might have left somebody out, but we're hopefully going to have all that happening on January 12th. And then on January 17th to the 19th, we have the CCSA NCAA qualifier. And that's, we're really proud to be a partner with UW Green Bay. Their ski team has a home course here. And last year they put on 2 days worth of racing here at the Nordic Center. And we're lucky enough to have them back again this year. And just really can't say it enough. We're really proud to be a proud sponsor and a partner with those guys. Course inspection starts on Friday. The trail's still open to the public on that day, but then on Saturday and Sunday, the courses are closed for racing, and then they'll open up in the afternoon. The real unique thing about that is one of those days is a classic day, and we set the best line, track throughout the entire course. And it gives you an opportunity to come out and ski classic only on those afternoons, which a lot of people don't get that opportunity to do at a lot of trail systems. So we're really happy to be able to bring that to everybody on those race days. We've got on the 19th, after those races were over with, we end up having a kids afternoon ski free day. And that's, I believe, in conjunction with UW Green Bay. We look forward to having that happen here again at Ariens Nordic Center. And then moving to the end of the month, as Ben mentioned earlier about the state sprints, we're really happy to have that back here again. Hopefully we got colder temps this year and everything holds together well for the course. But that starts on the 31st with course inspection, and then the 1st and the 2nd. Again, that's the same deal where the courses are closed throughout the day for the races, for the high school sprint championships, and then the afternoons it's open for general public skiing here. We move to the 9th. This is coming back a second year again as well. We're really excited to have the Snow Crown series here, which is a U.S. Open fat bike race. We run them right down our trail. We had about 400 athletes here last year that were competing in the fat bike championships, and we're really stoked to have those guys here this year. And moving on then to our big biathlon festival in February the 13th to the 16th. That's going to be the U.S. and Canadian Masters National Championships, or NORAMs as we're referring to it as. Way too many coming from all over the country, and including the Canadian athletes. We're looking forward to hosting them here as well and putting on a really great biathlon weekend here with the Ariens Nordic Center U.S. Biathlon Festival. And then we move to the March, and we hope to still have snow on the trails at this point from the 3rd to the 9th. And we'll have our biathlon regionals here, which will take care of the Midwest region for biathlon. So we're looking forward to having all that stuff happen here at Ariens Nordic Center. Check it out at ariensnordic.com. You can see the list of events there and all of our programming that we have. And then keep up to date with our trail reports page. We update that every night when we're done grooming, making snow, letting you know that we're getting closer. And then we groom every night. So whether one person skied or the trail's trounced and we got to bring it back from nothing, we're taking care of it every single night and making sure that it's tip-top shape and everybody's getting first tracks experience when they show up.
Well, and I'd like to echo that, Sean. It is amazing. We were there for the state sprints last year, 50 degrees, and yet the skiing was still amazing. And so it's an amazing venue. If you haven't been there, highly recommend getting out and skiing there, because that's the other thing. It's wide, and if there's an event going on and then you're skiing after, whatever it is, it's so friendly from a user standpoint. You have a really nice Nordic Center there to have it as part of that experience. So yeah, pretty darn amazing. You guys do a great job down there, and it looks like you got plenty of events yourself.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ben. Appreciate that.
No, absolutely. Okay, well, speaking of biathlon, we've been working actually with Ariens. Thank you for a lot of the guidance and vision of how to put one of these together. But of course, as many of you may know, we're actually, as part of Mount Telemark Village, putting in a biathlon range as well as a few other amenities as part of what's happening there. And so I think love to give you a little bit of an update on what's happening at Mount Telemark Village, everything from biathlon ranges to ski trails and the like. So I'd like to throw it over to Louise and share a little bit with what happens to be going on up at Mount Telemark Village now. Oh, all right. So the good news is Louise said her computer just died. What do you know? She happens to be right here. So
hi, guys.
Computer's yours.
Change of location. It's not Ben, even though it says so on the screen. Yes, biathlon. We are really excited to be able to learn from everyone at Ariens, especially Sean, and the work that they've done. And we've been able to use their venue on some times to do a little staff trial, see what we think of it, try it out. And now are building our own biathlon venue. The Sandiger Biathlon venue you can see in this aerial shot is that open space in the woods right now, and that is just down the trail from the Birkie start line of American Birkebeiner Trailhead. The clearing has all happened, and we are working on now moving the road. The road will go behind the biathlon venue, behind a berm, and that road is used for emergency access and some events, but primarily not used for daily use anymore. Our targets have all arrived and have been assembled, and we have a lot more work coming this coming summer, spring and summer. So we'll see what we're able to use in the venue this winter versus next season. There is a Telemark Biathlon Club, so if you're interested, certainly check out our website, get to that, and stay tuned for more updates and information. Eric and Jim told you about our improvements to snowmaking. Those guys have really been doing a lot of work, a lot of brainstorming, and a lot of planning. But the big piece that makes those improvements work is the donations that we've had from these amazing donors as part of our capital campaign. And what we all saw last year during the 50th Birkie with being able to make that snow and make the amazing trail was a lot of work. And these improved infrastructure improvements that they're putting in from your donations, from the donors that have been part of this so far, have made this all possible. The biggest, most exciting piece of our capital campaign that some of you may have seen, or you'll get to see this winter, is our new base camp building. We had our grand opening on August 17th. We had over 500 people at the grand opening on a really drizzly, kind of wet summer day, but we all crowded in. It was super exciting to see people in activity at a venue that hasn't seen a lot of people in activity the last number of years. This new life coming back into the Telemark property is just inspirational and exciting, for not only for us, but for everyone in the area that uses the trails and uses the facilities. So we've had a few different events in the building on the property, and now going into winter, we'll be using it for our daily trailhead use. So those of you that have skied on our trails up at Birkie Trailhead have typically gone down to the Birkie Trailhead, and that's where we'll now have events. And day-to-day trail use will be from this new base camp building. So you'll enter in from Telemark Road and you'll see the building and ski trails. And if you're here before snow, you'll see the paved trail and the mountain bike trails. And that's where you'll be able to start and finish your ski. We have some really phenomenal partners that are in the building with us. Trek Bikes has a retail store. New Moon Ski and Bike, local Hayward shop, has a store up there as well. And then Backroads Coffee, one of our local coffee shops, has a store, cafe, not a store, cafe. And then we also have the Birkie store and the Tony Wise Museum of the American Birkebeiner, which is being reinstalled and will be fully open by the end of the year. You can go in now and see some of the new features, but there's also a lot of in-progress work there. So we're really excited about this building. Large gathering space that people can come into, spend time in. There's a gas fireplace. You can get a coffee. You can get a beer from New Moon. You can try rental skis. You can ask questions. Whatever you may need is going to be for you in that building. We even have showers. Yes. So a few years back, it was super exciting that we got our first flush toilets on the Birkie Trail. Now we have showers. So what are some ways that you can support this? Well, certainly look into our capital campaign, give us a donation, but we also have trail passes and membership. We've had our ABSF Foundation membership for quite a long time, and now we have a new Mount Telemark Village membership. And this membership will help support our day-to-day function of the property, but also gives you some really great discounts and amenities and perks from all of the partners in the building, as well as partners that we have across the property and in the community. Still pieces to come up at Mount Telemark Village. Some of the big ones are more snowmaking improvements. It's still a ways to go on getting a really efficient system that is something that our trail guys can do sustainably and be able to do for years to come. And then a couple of the big pieces are a pedestrian bridge going over Birkie Boulevard. So no matter what time of year, what sort of trail you're on, you'll be able to safely pass over the road on the trail and be able to drive unhindered through the road into the parking lot. And then the biathlon venue is still to be completed, and we have our lobby plaza community space, which is the elevator shafts and the concrete walls left from Telemark Lodge will be turned into an outdoor community space. So lots of exciting things to come see when you come up, lots of exciting things to come still. And most importantly, we have a big announcement coming, and you can stay tuned or join us at Turkey Birkie on the 29th for a happy hour fundraising event and hear that announcement in person. Oh yeah, I got to slide the computer back over.
All right, look at that. It's technology. It's called physical technology, just like that. All right, so lots going on there as well. And Monica, I think you have a few things headed down south as well going on.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Thanks for sticking with us. We're about 40 minutes in here and best for last. Just a quick final update here with the Ariens Nordic Center. We are going to be launching an online web shop with our merchandise soon around Thanksgiving. So stay tuned for that. We've got a lot of great merch that will be accessible to everyone. A little bit of a change for our guest experience here when people come for skiing this winter season. We are going to have a wristband system. So when you come here, you'll check in at the trailhead system. We will be staffed during all of our hours this year. So we'll just ask that people come and check in at the trailhead building this year before they jump on the trails. And this winter season, we will also be offering hot food items on the weekends, which I think will be gladly enjoyed. So as Sean mentioned earlier, trail conditions are posted on our website at a minimum daily, typically after Sean and team are grooming the trails. But if there's questionable weather and you're wondering, are we open, are we not, are we opening late, are we closing early, always check out our trail conditions right on our website at ariensnordic.com. And then a quick little update on some other events that are kind of coming up here in the month of November yet. We have a biathlon mini camp that's going on November 16th and 17th. We are going to be hosting a biathlon roller ski race on the 17th as well. Those are the races that Sean mentioned. You can do running biathlon, skier biathlon, or roller skiing biathlon. So whatever you're feeling up for that day, come on out and give it a shot.
You meant to say that.
Yes, I did mean to say that. And then we are hosting at our venue that is adjacent to the Nordic Center here at Round Lake Farms. We are doing a Frank's Christmas tribute show on December 1st. It's a dinner and a show. It's a really fun, entertaining opportunity to get out here if you're just looking for some entertainment that's fun that you can find on our website as well. And then we do host an awesome Santa brunch. We will be hosting that on December 8th this year. Santa's coming to Ariens Nordic Center, and we're going to feed you some awesome food here at Round Lake Farm. So that's a wrap for us at Ariens Nordic Center. I think next we will jump to a little Q&A session. I hope there's some questions.
I like it. It's there's plenty going on all over the state, it sounds like, which is pretty darn exciting. And I think, you know, as skiing is evolving as a sport, in the venues are so critical to make them happen, and the communities as they bring it together. It's pretty darn exciting to see happen. So as a reminder, if you have any questions, now is the time to put them in the chat. I did see one that had popped up, and it did say something about Sean, we do want a puppy. So that comes from, I think, your son. So just to be clear, I don't want to get that plug in yet tonight. So FYI on that. But no, if you have any questions about trail passes, races, what's going to be happening, when, timelines, I think more than anything, right, a lot of the communication does come out through the websites, but don't hesitate to call. One of the great things about both Ariens Nordic Center and up here in Birkie World, there's staffs there to answer questions. So don't be afraid to reach out, send an email, call, because that's what we love to do, is answer those questions and be here for you. So don't hesitate to do that. One last plug to make sure you get your emails in now, because they're soon going to be drawing. I think I saw at 7:47, they're going to be drawing names, and the emails will be coming out with the winners, as well as some special promos. So I'm not sure if we have any questions. Tom, how many targets are you estimating for the Birkie Biathlon? Good question. We will be starting with 14 targets. The range is actually going to be built with 20. It'll be able to fit 20 targets, but we're starting with 14 at this point in time. So we may expand if the demand is there, but initially by next summer, we should have 14. All right, Sean, I'm going to give you that one.
Good question. At this point, if a race comes in that's looking to live stream the race, we're usually able to provide some way for that to be done. But other than that, we don't provide our own live streaming the races here. We're sometimes a little bit challenged with being away from high-speed internet here. So that's one of the things that we have not done here yet, but I'm sure as time goes on, we'll start live streaming races from here so that people can watch their friends and their family when they're racing if they don't want to come out and brave the elements.
This will be my 11th Birkie. I watch my poles digitally, but in my races, but had 2 broken. The city likes different races, one at Mora. Where can I expect replacement if this happens at Birkie? All right, Christy Mackey, that sounds like a question for you.
Yes, we have replacement poles at all of the aid stations. We also have replacement poles at the power lines and right after the start of all of the races. So I hope this doesn't happen to you, but we do have lots of poles in lots of different lengths out on the course in case you do need one there.
And let me follow up with that quickly. So if you do break one, you get one, then what do? Do you turn it back in or what? How does that work?
Yep, you can drop it off at the finish line. They'll have a place there where you can return your borrowed pole. Any broken pole pieces, if you want to get them back, usually we bring them back to Lost and Found. Now it's not such a big deal since they don't have such great warranties anymore. But you can pick up the pieces at Lost and Found typically afterwards.
Got it.
Your program for that, by the way, has been amazing. I've broken 3 poles over all the Birkies I've done, and it went from getting something that maybe worked until the next one to finally being like legitimately, oh, I get to pick my size. You know, it's been really cool to see that progress over the years. So nice job.
Yeah. And the aid station people do a fantastic job of making sure they're readily available and handing them out to you really quickly. So our volunteers are pretty great out on course and everywhere. And if you want to volunteer, check out our website for that too. We've got lots of volunteer positions for this winter too.
Good plug. I see what you did there.
You like that?
All right. What was that next question I saw come up? I think it was for you, Sean.
Yeah. It looked like they were talking about the Biathlon mini camp. So you can call our number off of our website and be able to have somebody get back to you regarding that mini camp coming up here in November. Or you could also email us through the website and we can get back to you and get some information to you a little bit more in detail if you need some regarding how that mini camp works. But those mini camps are generally, it's open to anybody that wants to do some biathlon. Usually we like to make sure that you've had some experience at least with doing some shooting and some skiing. We're trying to curtail this one a little bit more towards not having to be a roller skier. If you ski and you shoot, but you don't want to roller ski for safety reasons or whatever else, we're doing more of a dryland training session with this one. So that might help you figure that out a little bit. And that way you don't have to say, oh, I'm out because I don't roller ski. We want to make sure. So, but you can definitely check out the website and either call or email us, and we can get back to you pretty quickly with that info. Mark, you're my new best friend, man. Yes, we do. For our races coming up, for the Masters Nationals, we've got that open in the registration for all the different areas that we need volunteer staff. A lot of it really comes down to hopefully having consistent volunteers in our range system. Our range system is comprised of 20 points, similar to what Ben was talking about, but it's an electronic scoring system. So we're able to get everybody's shooting data brought into the system, and it gives you some really great granular data on how your shooting's going and how you stack up against other athletes. But those volunteers really need to keep them consistent every day of the 3 days of racing, so we don't have to go back through and try to re-educate somebody each day and then have them feel like they're under the gun and under pressure doing it, so that they're comfortable and familiar with what's going on. So great question there. Yes, we do need that. And you can check our website through registration for that sort of thing. And then otherwise just email us at Ariens Nordic at ariensco.com, and one of us will get back to you as quickly as possible and let you know where we could definitely get you plugged in here at the Nordic Center.
on our website too, we do have a volunteer tab that you can click and put in your general information. That just goes to our general volunteer database too, if you're interested in other stuff as well. Here at Ariens Nordic Center, we're always welcoming volunteers.
Thank you, Mark.
Dave Murray, last year was my first Birkie and coming again to do the entire 50K. Good deal. We like to hear that. We're hoping for all 50K this year. You better believe it. All right, we have one last question, it looks like, from Sean Connolly. When is Birkie registration closing? That's a great question. That would be a Christy one.
Yeah, that's always a good question to be asking this time of year. We are 90% full for Birkie, Cordy, and Prince Hauken. So there's a few spots left, but now as we kind of get to colder weather, I would assume that those are going to be filled up as people start thinking and dialing in their winter plans. So hopefully in the next month or so, you should probably be seeing some Birkie closed, if not sooner, because like I said, we are 90% full. So the last 10% usually goes pretty quickly.
Got it. Thank you. Oh, what? See, I'm telling you, Sean, there's not going to be a hard year. It's going to be difficult to get out with a puppy. Well, hey, I just want to say thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight. You got one last chance to make sure you get your email registered now. There'll be an email coming out here real shortly. Certainly, Sean, Monica, it's been awesome tonight. Thank you for everything you guys do down there. Any last words from beautiful, brilliant Wisconsin?
Thank you, Birkie. We appreciate the relationship we've developed with you since we came to be just a short 2.5 years ago. So it's we've enjoyed partnering with Birkie, and we look forward to this winter season for all of us, and look forward to having all of you here at Ariens Nordic Center this winter, and we'll see you at the Birkie as well.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I know.
Ben.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. Appreciate the opportunity.
Even though we have great snowmaking crews, we love it when Mother Nature helps us out and drops some snow. So wherever you are, hope training's going well. And of course, we love to look forward to seeing you up here in the Northwood soon. Have a great evening, and we'll see you all soon.
Feeling good, feeling fast. When I get to the end, gonna tell all my friends that I hit it by myself. Do the Birkie-Biner right. Feeling good, feeling fast. When I get to the end, gonna tell all my friends that I did it by myself. Do the Birkie-Biner right. Do the Birkie-Biner right.